So, 13, a lot of people, they actually don't like the number 13. It's 12:23 right now. Y'all, I like 12:24. That's my grandma Mary's birthday. The baby in the manger effect is what I call it. What's up? Yo, y'all, got some for you. So, this Friday the 13th, people, they should be aware there's two this year. What up? Lovely and divine everybody. We on time. Y'all, I got some more stuff for you. This 13th, this Friday, because today is 13th, Friday, but it's January. So a lot of the yin yang flip flop energy that people talk about, it's not just with people, it's not just with holidays and stuff like that. Obviously it's in days. Doing good. Got some crazy ideas, but I'm sorry, been on point for a long time. You know you on point if you send them running from trying to kill you. But yet you have people who, they would expose someone trying to kill them, right? Or they would run in the streets hysterically and scared. Not this little one. I'm not saying that I don't get afraid, things like that. But what I will say is this. The tongue is powerful. When you know what someone's going to do and you speak it into basically in a way that protects you. This is what I'm talking about, people. Overall protection. Teaching you how to catch something that shouldn't happen to you, that you can actually catch before it happened to you. It's so there. I don't know how many times I've done it. Been cool. And yes, people, I don't understand. I need you to know right now, people do use certain crafts and things of that nature. Let's just say that for blanket term. They can act like they don't all they want, but we know better. Wholeness and abundance, chief, is much appreciative for all that you do. Thank you. Kina. The crazy part, see the person over here look like they in a corner? This is the cleaning out my closet season. You know how we get ready for spring and the summer and we do spring cleaning? It's imperative you start that actually as soon as possible. If there's some stuff that's in your house, like for example, if you're really trying to big manifest, the good point of getting new things that could be great for you, especially when it comes to your home or something like that, get that old stuff out. Or try to bag up some things, give it away, something of the nature that, you want to actually get out of your existence, your aura, so you can make room for new things. Because that's what's going to weigh a lot of people down. They hold on to old, typical stuff. This is nothing more than the typical stuff, but we're going to let's say, pop it up a notch with this one. Say like for instance, the same thing is going on. You're trying to get rid of things in your home, but you're noticing it's not necessarily you, but it's dealing with a person and you have to get rid of them. But they're the type that wouldn't leave. So these are people who are going to have lease problems, overall lease problems. And it's getting into the notion of spring where the kids are going to be out, college students. So if we remember the movie Spring Breakers, with the three little ones, kind of like three little pigs went on a journey or some odd nature, even reference Three Little Pigs, I'm trying to tell you. So basically, 13 has everything to do with good or bad. 1 + 3 is 4. Adding the space is 5. Subtraction is 2. So it's more on what were you doing the last if you could recall, what were you doing last year, the year before, you'll understand how you're supposed to maneuver. Also, what you wore the last Halloween, it means everything. It means everything. It means everything to whatever you need to be paying the heck attention to. I can't make this up. It's about to be 12:34 Eastern Standard Time. What you dressed as last Halloween so matters. This is not a game anymore. I'm not saying that, you can't have fun. I didn't say that. But let's be real. There's a lot of people taking the joy out of all our fun, turning it into a nightmare. Just be ready for it. Everything has a ripple due to pickles. Anyway. Yeah, it was corny. But it's the point. There's stews and these and a bunch of Tommies and it's nothing wrong with being those, but when you're too greedy and you want to know everything and you literally cause a rift in the tides of people that allowed you again to come here, you basically were not from here. You're still not, technically. You would say yes now due to acceptance. Some people tend to forget that. And you don't have to look like me. Like there's people who look like me who's not from here too. So let's throw that in there. It's more of the notion, when are we going to get to the algorithm of, if you want to know what happened with so-and-so and it doesn't make, excuse me y'all, but if you want to know what happened with so-and-so and it doesn't make sense, this is the kind of stuff of why it does not make sense. But you got people like myself who are trying to bring forth that algorithm so other individuals can finally get their justice. So notice, you can't see it on my side, but I'm going to tell you what it is. It says La Muerte, La Mort. So y'all remember Ricky and Morty? Y'all watch Ricky and Morty? I could have sworn that's a show. So anyway, we're getting very galactic, right? I'm a mediator. Now, I would say we don't add religion, faiths, and things with law, but I can't help but notice in Galatians in the Bible, Bibliomancy, it's Galatians 3:20. It talks about how a mediator becomes one with the Most High or God. I don't know how y'all might look. I look at God as the person, their higher self, and the Most High as another stronger, responsible entity. So take it how it fit for you. But that is in Galatians 3:20. So when I think about these kinds of things, and then you have scales, you have law 17, Title 17. You'll see U.S. Code 107 that talks about fair use. 107 might be significant to somebody. Like, for example, 17 is the Q is the 17th letter in the alphabet. K is the 11th. So when we see 1111, like in the general statutes, no legal advice, that is under oaths and affirmations about the sundry people. So then you have the other notion, good night, one love. So then you have the other notion of when you have, when it comes to Q and being the number 17, and it's the 17th letter, the Aquarius card is the star card. That's Aquarius energy. A bunch of Aquariuses I've been running into with a need to communicate and get the communities involved more. So shout out to the Aquariuses. I'm Aquarius rising. So when I saw that, I was looking at, okay, and it represents the seven stars. It's equivalent to because we got to make it make sense, right? We can't just go in the courtrooms or places like that with all that, they got to make sense. So the flip reciprocal of that is basically the 7 continents. And you have the Statue of Liberty and how it was supposed to have been copper colored, but is not. I mean, ask the Frenchmen. They wouldn't lie to us. So, La Morte, the mortal, and then really death. So, and then it has the dude down here. It's like different language on the card as well. There's detard, if I'm saying that right. So, let's go ahead and move forward. And notice when you change the visual caption, picture, whatever you're trying to show, it has changed different set. Everything comes in a set of something. Nothing comes by itself. So, this is January 13th. This is the new moon in Capricorn. This was 2021. So I don't know if that actually means something to someone. Now this is the 13th I was talking about as far as today. In Libra, as you can see, moon is in Libra. So it talks about surgical operations. The word transparent means to be honest, but it also stands for transparent. I'm just pointing out facts. I'm not saying anything to make anyone upset. It is a fact. You can hear it in the word. This is obviously I wouldn't say it's flip-flop, but obviously if we're talking about evenness, fairness, or one side get this, one side get that, because obviously we all have different viewpoints of living. That's all I'm saying. So with this being said, with this Friday the 13th, and it's in Libra, and the next Friday the 13th, which is October, and it's in Libra, and I'll show you that in a minute. We're just going to read this right quick. It says, you might have a strong need for balance and harmony now. You probably desire to keep things rather venturing into fundamental questions in order not to disturb the peace. You must learn to share your good and bad feelings. So all these spiritual perfects, oh no, get that energy out of here. But as far as if something were to go wrong and not in a certain way, you want everything to go a certain way, so that actually makes you upset, that is still showing bad energy. It's more of, it's normal. And I don't like individuals who don't understand that we need to have more individuals around us who are not afraid to point out something that is a concern or have those conversations. I mean, I would say it can be detrimental when you point out every little thing. Other than that, this is one of the Friday the 13th. Worrying about the good and bad together and not just focusing on one side. And then as you can see here, not disturbing peace. If you claim you learned from your mistakes, let's talk about it. If you claim you learned from your mistakes, obviously we wouldn't have to worry too much about you. They would say, pointing out your wrongs. Not really like you got to do it all the time. Because you got your 7s. Never forget them. 777, lucky number, lucky fish. A lot of people, you should know that. We are in the last 7 replicas when it comes to karmic debt. Now, according to the book of Jose, aka if you write it down, it's etymology for seahorse. If you play around with it, it's also etymology for horsey. Take it how it resonates. Yes, smart girl. Anyway, might be one of the smartest you'll probably talk to. Things just come. Honestly, listening to other people is what helps me too. Not just me patting myself on the back. Let's do more listening, and also if you learn from so and so, say that. The problem in the melanated communities, we don't reference each other. So let's just stop doing that. That's where a lot of this, and we don't have to separate those who know we are of one, and we shouldn't actually separate. It comes to not respecting one another and not referencing one another. Like, you learned that from, it could actually stop a lot. In other communities, they don't do that. It's so easy to say, but they're doing it to us. But it literally started, it started sourcefully with us. Something, somehow. And I think when we try to act as if we're better than one another in separate, tribes, what you want to say, families. Because, you got that now. This side of the family think they're better than that side of the family. They would say it was because of systematical racism and whatnot, but what happened prior to that and why it even is what it is. I'm sorry. A lot of stuff is too deep for the intro, like LGBTQ plus community and how people who are not of that orientation but respect them, they just have concerns, feel. Let's just play devil's advocate here. Let's just say like that whole group got started because someone forced someone to do something they didn't want to do. You just don't know the other side of that story. So now because they're mad at the world having to be something they didn't want to be, now they have to live with that. I don't believe those things can be changed after something like that. So now they, let's just get in their shoes right quick. Would you care after somebody took what you wanted to be from you? I'll wait. Right. So let's not disrespect anybody. We don't know why they out here rampaging the way they do. So when we think about 13, some people call it an unlucky number. Some people, I don't know how you feel about it. It goes like this. This whole video is strictly about the karmic situations, karmic lessons, and with 7, that's all it is. We learned, we got lucky because majority of us was born in love, and if we was not, you still were loved because you're here. You have something to do. They trusted you enough to come here and do it. Doesn't matter about how and who. Holding on to things like that, you're not gonna get what you need out of life. Which, if you're trying to get love, then be it. If you're trying to, you get it. So with all that being said, our second 7, because you got 3, how things come in 3. Your second set of 7 is mostly about. I'm gonna just go ahead and bluntly put it out. That's your, dang, I didn't see this coming. That's your song cry 7. Sometimes you hurt someone so bad. They don't usually, they cry and you don't have it. I don't know if anyone's ever been to that point of no return before, where you've done something so detrimental to someone else, it hurt them, and you were hurting but you didn't actually cry, or you looked at them hurting and it didn't make you cry, something of the nature. So that would be what that is, because now you're in the middle. What a good guy, good girl feels like. What a bad guy, bad girl feels like. The middle. You get a little bit of both. Or you basically are, I wouldn't say, I gotta say it bluntly, smart aleck, smart, 8SS, those replicas you'll hear. Because the one in the middle, they look at the mediator, myself. When I get into the middle of cases and people's situations, they'll think I'm acting like a smarty, like I just know what's best. What do we think the third party is when they get in between our situations? Right. The smart people, the smart guy, the smart girl. Oh, you just got all the answers. Or, you'll get those vibes at times for those who are professionals in whatever you do. It doesn't matter if it's dealing with something legal or not. It doesn't have to be. If you ever been in between somebody and they mess, you know what I'm talking about. Or have experienced or felt the vibe of, or it just went wrong and you're just trying to help. You got those feelings. So now that we're at our last 7, according to Kemet or Egyptian tarot, there's 4, right? You got your pentacle, you got your chalice, cup. You got your sword, and then the wand. So in order, the first one is the wand. That's the stork, the baby, the delivery. That was you. Second, because you had to get into a womb. So the mother's womb, the waters. So whichever water you came from, America. So you got Asia, Africa, North and South America, Australia, Antarctica, and Europe. That's all 7. So according to whatever seaport you came from, or you might have multiple, due to your roots, who knows. So now that we've gone forth with the water, now it's in the pentacle, because your mother, father gained a blessing, some would say, some would say, out of it, which is you. A lot of people would actually have this one first and then this one, only because when you're already expecting a baby, you gain things. People give you gifts. So pentacle and wand can be, conflicted with being first or second. A lot of people will do the 7 of cups, 7 of chalice first, due to the mother and the womb. Really, it's about how you feel about it. I'm not going to argue with you, because it's fun, right? All's just fun in not knowing. That's all. So with the 7 of swords, that's when you realize that life is not a fairy tale. It is not. Nope. And now you got to learn all fast and quick and early. So I believe this is, here we go. And this is the last visual set of what we are going to be talking about, which is October 13th. And as you can see, title 17, everything's coded and whatnot. So basically, again, this is the other 13. So it's in Libra as well. You might have a strong need to balance. So it actually says the same thing from the other situation. So I don't know what your situations will be this month, but really focus on fairness and balancing and addressing the elephants in the room, expressing whether or not you're okay or not. No one's a mind reader. So I would say this is part 1 of number 13 and its meanings. I'm your girl Tam. You already know how I do. Peace, love, light, and be studious and learn. And I do not give legal advice. Peace. Oh, don't forget to book your tarots. You can book tarots. I get deeper than that. I don't actually have to do that. That's just something I do though. Civil matters, civil cases, I do handle. Even anything else, as far as anything that I can do according to my degree in practice, criminal justice, legal research is great. I do that. There's a lot of things that I can do, and lo siento por eso. I do appreciate you watching, but this is the Friday the 13th of October. And as you can see, the surgicals and the operations. And this is not to be funny, but it really isn't a game when you are just trying to let people be aware. I would say, don't be judgmental. It is okay to know what is going on from other people's perspective, including, what you notice. So let's get together and make sure we spread awareness, fairness, peace, and actual love. You, like I said in a previous video, you love, you get your first whiff of love, you get your first whiff of evil. Because some of y'all be like, I don't love, it's evil spelled backwards. Okay. And you evolve. When you add 2 more letters, V and E, to evil, it creates evolve. So you can get your V from love, your E from evil, because you're going to need both. Let's just understand that both are needed to tackle what is it that we're about to face together as a unit. You found your soulmate recently? Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. It's like, one of those. It's like, wow. I think I have as well, but it's just complicated. What I will say is, it's been great, being studious to y'all. I try to come up here as much as I can to let people know the odds and ends. Please go to professionals in different professions, license, and they're all that properly. If you have any further questions about any legal factors, I will add that too. But yeah, y'all, I'm going to leave y'all with the 7th and the 17th Amendment. But I'm going to take my camera down. I'm going to take this off and let y'all see. Hold on. Talks about excuse me. It talks about civil cases, lawsuits due to disagreements. And then a jury gets involved, and it usually doesn't go back to trial. All amendments 1 through 10 were all ratified this day. And in the 17, United States gave the right to vote for senators. Basically, the governor of the state can pick the senator, or the people can. They call this direct election when the people do. And, sin, the etymologies there. It was ratified this day, April 8th, 1913. But y'all don't forget your 7s. And this 13 here. This is just the first video. There's going to be more. Y'all take it easy and love yourselves, love each other. We're going to get through this.